Today, an interview with the new star of fashion, Kennes Izé in Paris.
Let's do it like this.
Hello, I'm Loïc Prigent. Subscribe to my channel for the fun of fashion. With Julien, I went to see Kennes Izé.
Kennes Izé.
We are at the Palais de Tokyo, Parisians call it Palais de Tok Tok, for the unveiling of the new Kennes Izé collection. It's the same place where Kennes Izé had his first fantastic triumph of a fashion show just last February 2020 with a stellar cast: Imam Hamam, Adwoa Aboah, Debra Shaw, Halton Mason, Lindsay Wixon and Naomi Campbell, closing the show and bringing the house down. Now 6 months later, because of sanitary reasons, no fashion show, but a Kennes Izé presentation with flowers on the ground and a performance of painting.
How's it going?
Very good. How is it going for you?
Very well. I'm showing my new collection. I have Matty here, who's the painter, who's the artist. You know, we've had so many issues the past couple of months, and it's nice to just like channel everything together to just bring light into people's home and people's life. And I feel like it's the time for people to come outside and see something. And for me, it's very important as a trans lady, doing that painting of my collection on the wall is very important for me. The models, the makeup, the looks, and everything is very individual. It's like dreaming about one person and creating that person, and then going back to the next person and creating the next person again. And you know, it's a collection of 13 outfits. And this is the smallest collection I've done, and I'm really happy that it's so small because it's very impactful. You know, it reminded me so much of my own childhood. You know, my parents, my mom, you know, moving to Europe with my dad when I was 4, and having to just like leave everything she had in Africa and just like follow my father's dream. I feel like that's very important to share that story again, because I grew up in Linz in Austria. And as a black person again, I've had so many difficulties as well. It's just like, you know, putting everything together, trying to like make sure that people actually like understand what's going on and how to be impactful and how to rejoice and how to be happy. You know, like flowers are not part of my culture in Africa, but like, you know, this is something, because I'm from here as well, I'm from Europe. I feel like it's something that I could also play around with because I'm also entitled to it, right? You know, there's a pandemic and it's sad, but at the same time, still just look down and still be happy when you raise your head up. It's just like a bunch of beautiful colors.
Comment vous avez collaboré avec Kennes Izé?
Surtout par la couleur. C'est vraiment la couleur qui nous a réunis, on va dire. Je me suis inspiré de ces collections qui sont assez colorées, en reprenant surtout les contrastes de couleurs qui m'ont plu. Les jaunes et oranges, les bleus et jaunes.
And you can already see a very strong Kennes Izé brand image, a grid that is stripes and more stripes.
Can you tell me what the show you did 6 months ago in Paris did change for you?
For me, I feel like it changed more about people's perspective that actually saw the presentation. You know, I had people coming to me the next day and like sending me letters to my house. And this is why I'm here again with a new form of presentation, because it can be a catwalk this season, but also full of elegancy, you know, like full of spirit, full of energy, full of joy, full of love. And you know, and most of it is that I have all my team back. Everyone was just like emailing me 4 months ago, are you gonna do a show this season? And like, you know, that energy alone gets you to do more.
I love the outfit today. I feel like it's natural, vibrant, the colours, the material are raw. And yeah, I feel powerful.
Kennes Izé is inspired by Nigeria and Austria, a very personal mix.
That's one of my models right there. She's wearing a woven fabric from Nigeria called Ashoke. It's hand woven. Funny enough, because like I also just started building a production site in Ilorin. That's my first factory. And I've been employing people to actually like experiment and to train people as well. So this lady that I found to make this fabric, she hasn't worked for me before, but she has done something incredible with the fabric again. It's not just a flat weave anymore. It's very intricate. It's actually like, it's insane. And you know, the attitude, the makeup, I just want people to enjoy blackness because that's who I am.
Can you talk to me about your sense of colors?
I mean, I don't want to sound too rude or too over the top, but I really feel like colors are something that I could actually decide in 1 minute.
Kenneth Eze started his brand in 2013 as a student project. Then, in 2016, he financed it with a GoFundMe for it to become a real, credible business.
Je peux vous demander ce que vous peignez aujourd'hui ?
En fait, j'ai commencé une peinture en collaboration avec Kenneth et je me suis inspirée de sa collection, de ses inspirations, des motifs, puis aussi de moi, de mes inspirations personnelles et de la féminité, de mettre en valeur l'Afrique, tout ça.
Vous portez du Kenneth Eze ?
Oui.
Comment se sent dans du Kenneth Eze ?
Super confortable, c'est agréable.
Of course, it's never just unisex, and Kenneth Eze is very articulated about his vision.
Is that men's representation too?
Yes, so it's a unisex brand because I also need to like support my own genderness. Like I'm a queer person, and I feel like it's really important to show this side of me. You know, like I don't want to be a queer designer that makes masculine clothes for men. Like, you know, I want this other side, like this other touch, this vulnerability to come out because and also it's very impactful for me, for the society, to actually see things like that from where I'm from. Where I'm from, we're not really like, you know, we're not allowed to be queer people. It's against the law, and for me to still be able to be very political with the clothes, even not while people are thinking, oh, it's a unisex brand here, but at the same time for me, it's very political, you know, and this is why I feel like the future is.
You're such a poet.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Voilà, this was my report about Kenneth Eze and his Spring-Summer 2021 collection. Subscribe, comment, binge, have fun with fashion.